I'm going to call you one by one in random order. You will get your question, and I believe the time frame is 2 minutes? A minute? Oh, a minute. You better get your life. Alright, so, in no particular order, we are going to start with... Oh, you too. Representing York. Oh, actually, okay, Nikki has number 5. Number 5, Marie.
Hello. Congratulations on making top 5. Your question is, in a TED Talk speech given by Gina Rosero, a transgender Filipino fashion model, she states, "All of us are put in boxes by our family, by our religion, by our society, our moment in history, and even our own bodies. In your opinion, how can people become more comfortable enough to break free from these boxes?" Thank you for that question.
I believe that, well, as Filipino-Americans, we believe in supporting one another, despite what our gender may be, what our religion may be, whatever choice we have. So, for us to expand and to be more comfortable, we have to hold on to that belief that we accept one another and we support one another. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki. All right. All right. The next contestant up will be from Seton Hall. And your number is... Okay. Karen May, your number is 3.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations for making the top 5.
Thank you.
Sure. So I would love to know a little bit more about you as a person. So if you could pick, and this is anyone from history to interview, who would it be and why?
I think I would interview Lea Salonga, even though she's still alive, but I think she's done so much of branching out from just being in the Philippines to doing Broadway, doing all this, and like being out there, just expanding what it means to be Filipino. She's well known for everything, for her beautiful voice, for doing Disney movies, like for their singing for Disney movies. And I think that's great. She's a great example and a great role model to want for any Filipino girl. Thank you for the question.
Representing Stony Brook University, Nikki Lindanson. And Nikki's number is 2. Oh, do you need it a little higher?
Hi, congratulations. During the preliminaries of the Miss Universe 2015 pageant, Miss Israel posed with Miss Lebanon as a selfie photo, causing a controversy and an uproar. With that in mind, tell us a personal experience or incident in which you tried to bridge an ethnic, racial, or cultural divide, and how was that action received?
Can you please repeat the question?
Sure. First, during the preliminaries of the Miss Universe 2015 pageant, Miss Israel posed with Miss Lebanon, a selfie photo causing a controversy and an uproar. With that in mind, tell us a personal experience or incident in which you tried to bridge an ethnic, racial, or
cultural divide, and how was that action received?
Thank you for the question. One of my personal experiences about bridging a cultural and racial divide is one that I shared with my dance team, Cruise Modern, when we performed at a multicultural show at my school. And there was a lot of different ethnicities and cultures that represented how they really feel and how proud they are to be a part of their own nation. And I think the hardest thing was the hardest thing was to make sure that we supported each nation and each community, because the most important thing that I learned in that competition was it didn't matter where you came from or what ethnic background you had. The most important thing was to make sure that we all work together to support one another. Thank you.
The next contestant will be from Montana. And Jalene's number is 4.
Hey Jalene.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Congratulations, okay?
Thank you.
Your question is, there are plenty of issues tackling the Philippines right now, from natural disasters to corrupt government officials to acts of terrorism. If you could speak with President Aquino right now, what issue or issues would you bring up that you want resolved?
I think the most important issue right now is the way that we handle the disasters that have hit the Philippines. Like, for instance, typhoons and like Typhoon Yolanda. The reason I feel like the Philippines doesn't have enough preparation in order for them to be able to be fully prepared for situations that hit them. So in a way, I feel like I should discuss to President Aquino to create more of an awareness to the Philippines and to be able to spread that knowledge to them so that whenever disaster strikes, when we never know when that's going to happen. And whenever it does, at least we will be prepared. Thank you.
And our last contestant from Woodland, Madison. I don't, it's obviously one.
Good evening. In history, it is argued that the term and identity of Filipino was socially constructed and externally imposed upon the over 250 independent ethno-linguistic groups of our homeland. How would you characterize and how do you embody Filipino or Filipino-American identity?
Thank you. Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure. In history, it is argued that the term and identity of Filipino was socially constructed and externally imposed upon the over 250 independent ethno-linguistic groups of our homeland. How would you characterize and how do you embody Filipino or Filipino-American identity?
Thank you for the question. The way I would describe Filipino-American identity would be, for example, living here. Living in America, we are exposed by many nations, different people, and by living here, we are more educated in cultural competency, and I believe that does stand out with Filipinos and Filipino-Americans. So cultural competency is very important and is the main characteristic of American Filipinos. Thank you.
And that concludes the question and answer portion of our show.